Hello again. Today is Thursday, December the 5th, 2013, and it's a little after 3 o'clock my time. And this is video number 2 of 4. And this is having to do with, this is having to do with the Newtown, Connecticut school shooting and yesterday's release of the 911 tapes from that tragedy. No one doubts, least of all me, that there were children gunned down, and adults too, gunned down in cold blood. It was cold, premeditated murder on the part of Adam Lanza. No one is disputing that. What is in dispute, however, is the fact that, for whatever reason, the powers that be with this Newtown, the powers that be in the town of Newtown, Connecticut, and I'm assuming a good deal of the family members of the Newtown shooting tragedy as well. And then on top of that, the police state has decided, much like they decided in the aftermath, in the wake of September the 11th, 2001, that it is not befitting of the general populace's psyche and mind and understanding and comprehension to see or to witness or to hear what went on as such tragedies. It's just too much. It's too much for the human mind to bear, to comprehend, to understand, and to process. And we, the guardians, particularly those in the main and alternative news media streams, we, the guardians and keepers of the gate of truth, we will protect you, we will shield you, and we'll do our best to give you what we think is the necessary and proper and needed information. I have enjoyed the last few nights of the Rachel Maddow show, in which Miss Maddow herself, a guardian and keeper of truth, the gatekeeper of the truth of state, has lamented and lambasted and waxed poetic how that it's not necessary. It's not necessary for you to hear the 911 tapes from the Newtown tragedy. We're not going to play them on this program. NBC News, I'm assuming Brian Williams, and then Pete Williams have got together, no relation, Uncle Chuck Todd, and I'm guessing Phil Griffin, and Jeff Zucker, forgive me, has got together and they've decided not going to play this on air. It's just too much. It's too much. It's too much. Your psyche, your mind won't be able to handle it. It's just too much. But at the same time, the disclaimer, Rachel's been real good about the disclaimers this week. If you want to go and look it up for yourself, you can. It's out there. The AP, they've sued, the Associated Press, they sued, full request, etc. The Newtown Truth Commission, the Newtown Order of Information Commission has gotten together, and now this Connecticut judge, this judge in Connecticut, said, yes, release the tapes. Release the 911 tapes by all means so people can hear and understand, that need, want, and desire to understand what exactly happened that day, what went on in real time on that day. And this coming weekend, this coming Saturday, will be exactly 1 year. 1 year from the date of this incident. And yet, all of these questions remain. I get the fact that conspiracy theories It doesn't look real. Adam Lanza and everything from the fact that it doesn't look real. The children, they're still alive and well. Their mamas and daddies have got them hid up under the basement, okay? And they let them out on the weekends and to go to school. But otherwise, they stuff them up under the house. So they stuff them inside the basement somewhere, and they leave them there. And then everything else from the fact that Adam Lanza and his mother have escaped to Alaska. They're living in Alaska somewhere, and that they're alive and well. And or Adam Lanza, he was a Manchurian candidate. I get all that. I understand that. And I don't agree with it entirely because of the fact that they're children, they're school children, little 6, 7, 8, 9-year-old babies. Have no rhyme, reason, or particular to do with Adam Lanza and his people. Okay? They're just going to school, growing up, needing, wanting, desiring to just be children, which is what children should be. Just let kids be kids. Leave the babies alone. Let them grow up, let them rise, let them fall on their own merit, and let them be children. They nowadays, the kids, they practically come out of their mama's wombs grown. Because they have to, because their mothers and fathers, God bless them, hadn't got sense, God give a goose. But more on that at a later date. But the point being is that somehow the conspiracy theorists are out. And in order to suppress and depress the conspiracy theories from going on any more than what they are, they said the powers that be, thanks be to God, said release the tapes. You say, well, tapes can be doctored. Yeah, that's true. Tapes can be doctored. They can be greatly doctored and greatly enhanced. The point being is that you cannot doctor gunshots. You cannot doctor suppression fire. You cannot doctor laments, lambaste, and pleas for help. And you cannot doctor the blood-curdling screams of school-aged children, especially on that day. But yet, Rachel Maddow and NBC and the other alphabet networks, oh, you don't need to hear that, you don't need to see that. But disclaimer, you can go on the internet and look it up for yourself if you want. If you want. But we won't play that here because we don't think you need to hear that. That's not germane to what's going on. I would then say, if you don't like the conspiracy theories, if you don't want to hear from the conspiracy theorists, if you don't want to contend with them, play the tapes. You played the tapes from the Virginia Tech school shooting that Sung Cho Wee made, the dossier that he sent to NBC News, Rockefeller Center, NBC Universal, albeit a portion, but you played it. Had no problem with that. But this, Newtown school kids, different. I don't see any difference. Education is education is education. School is school is school. Whether it's preschool or post-secondary, secondary or post-secondary education. There are young minds and seasoned minds involved here. The tragic deaths of perfectly innocent human beings need to be reviewed. They need to be considered. And the conspiracy theories need to be put to rest, and they will most certainly be put to rest with these 911 tapes, in my opinion. Or at least enhanced, if nothing else. Unfortunately. What's the problem? 911 September the 11th, 2001. Little bitty whoop-de-doo, Raisin in the Sun, vignettes, pieces, but no real time. No real time. Footage is doctored and edited and pieced together and spliced together. I know how these people do. I did it myself for years. Came up in the industry. I know how these people think. They put together, they slice, they dice, they piece, they parlay, they posture, and they put it out as if this is news, this is it, this is all, this is it, this is all we have, this is all you need to worry about, all you need to contend with. The rest is just too much. Let's see it. Let's see it in real time, full time, so that those of us out here, the average, have within the back of our minds and in our psyches to never ever let it happen again. To never ever allow it to go any farther. To avoid tragedies such as what happened on the morning of Tuesday, September the 11th, 2001, and on the morning of Friday, December the 7th, 2012. They never ever happen again. And then Newtown, Connecticut, folks, what has happened to the grievance process? What has happened to the closure process? That's what I want to know. Used to be when somebody died, family, friends, they gathered around, they encircled, they encamped round about. They came together and they prayed to the God of their choice for the individuals in question. Openly, honestly, and forthrightly. They grieved openly, honestly, and forthrightly, and they didn't keep anything from anybody. If they said they were having an issue, the issue was dealt with openly, honestly, forthrightly, and there was nothing to hide. Yet the powers that be in Newtown, Connecticut have decided, albeit martial law, on Saturday, you can't drive through Newtown, you can't go anywhere near the school, you can't place any kind of memorium anywhere in town, you can't even go anywhere outside of Newtown, Connecticut and hold memoriam. It's as if Newtown, Connecticut has cornered the market in the state of Connecticut, period. Martial law has been declared by the City Council of Newtown, Connecticut. Pardon me all to hell, but who died and left you in charge? If I or somebody else that I know wants to drive up from wherever we are in the free world and drive through Newtown, Connecticut, we should be able to do that. And once more, we should be able to stop where the tragedy occurred, stand and hold a voluntary prayer vigil to the God of our choice to pray that it never ever happens again. I would think, if anything, the powers that be in Newtown, Connecticut would greatly appreciate, in fact, welcome, the power of prayer, the power of change, the power of closure, the power of health and healing and restoration. But yet they don't. They don't want that. Police, the powers that be, police department, they've said if you put anything out, if you come through, you put anything down or out, it'll be picked up and thrown in the garbage. We don't want it here. We don't need it here. We just want to be left alone. Nearly 30 people were killed in under 8 minutes on Friday, December the 7th, 2012. Nearly 30 human beings. yet you want to be left alone. What's the process? What is the thought process? Why the secrecy? Why the need to close up, close out, close off? Just move on, just leave us alone. What have you got to hide? Because clearly that's what it is. You're hiding something. Otherwise, you wouldn't go to the trouble to declare martial law in your city. Because that's what you've done. You said, nope, don't come through here. Don't come through here. And if you put anything out anywhere else outside of Newtown, Connecticut, we'll have that picked up and thrown in the garbage. And I'm assuming, have you thrown in jail? Have you fined and put in jail because you put something out in the memorium? Or you decided to stop and pray? Something funny going on here, folks. Something real funny. The fix is in. I don't care who you are, what you say. The fix is in concerning Newtown, Connecticut, USA. And why, I don't know. And I'm hoping that those within the sound of my voice will join me in questioning. And join me in prayer to the God of your choice for the children, for the babies, nobody else. Pray for these babies. To the God of your choice, pray for the babies that walk this earth now, that nothing like this will ever happen again. And then I dare you or anybody else to get in your car or get on a train or in a plane and go to Newtown, Connecticut. Walk through it. Drive through it. Do not be hindered by the powers that be in Newtown, Connecticut to openly and freely express yourself. You don't even have to leave anything if you don't want to, but just drive through or walk through. Newtown, Connecticut is not all that big. Probably take you about 10 minutes, 15 minutes tops to walk from one side of town to the other and back. I've been through Newtown, Connecticut many times. But I dare you. And that's all that I have to say. Thank you.